I woke up today and I was like, you know what, LA? You earned it. You fucking deserve this. No clouds in the sky today, Los Angeles. That's what I decree. My name is Alex Parker. I'm the production manager of the Porters of Hellsgate Theater Company, which is based out of North Hollywood, California. I played Lysander in A Midsummer Night's Dream in high school. I was only like 16 years old. It was a fucking shitload of fun. So after I did that, I started reading a bunch of the other plays because my high school only did Midsummer. That's all they did. And then I graduated, so I had to kind of learn all that shit on my own. And then I went to college, and we didn't really do Shakespeare there either, but I found this great Shakespeare company based in Wyoming that I got to work with right after I graduated from college, so that was fun. And then after that, I just dove right into it, really hardcore. Here I am today. It's a really easy go-to, oh, your favorite's Hamlet, but it's so brilliant that it's one of those things where there's a reason everybody loves it. It's because it's fucking genius. And so many of them are, but I really love Hamlet. I would say my second, out of all the ones that I've worked on, is probably Troilus and Cressida, which I think part of the reason I enjoyed it so much was there are so many similarities between Troilus and Cressida and Hamlet. They were even written right around the same times. And I think that he was doing a lot of experimental work with Troilus and Cressida, whereas he was taking what he learned from that experience and applying it to Hamlet to make it just this brilliant, masterful piece. So I really like that interaction. And that's what I really enjoyed about working on Troilus and Cressida, was how often I'd be like, oh my God, this is just like Hamlet, or oh my God, this line completely sounds like, there's a line that Lear says that sounds exactly like a line Troilus says. And Troilus says a lot of things that Hamlet says, almost verbatim. So I don't know, I found that kind of shit interesting. I'm tempted to say the Dauphin, Henry V, is probably one of my favorite things that I've ever played, because I felt like I really had to go outside comfort zone. Everything takes you outside comfort zone, obviously, but it was just a little bit like I'm familiar with playing like a younger guy that's not doing it for the first half of the play, but the Dauphin is just always doing it all the time. He's just always there. And so that was really fun and difficult to be big and stupid, but think that you're f***ing cool as shit, you know? So I think that's why I really enjoyed him. It's so much hard work, but it's also so worth it every time. Like every single time I tackle a play, 4 weeks in, you're just like pulling your hair out and you hate it. And most of the time, like, you don't understand half the shit because it's just not clicking yet. And then you freak out and you maybe throw something, and then all of a sudden it's a couple weeks later and there's people watching you and it all works now and you finally get it, and it just brings some kind of inner light out that brightens your fucking day. It's wonderful. A yearning to understand something that's old, and a knowledge that knowing that once you do understand it, like how beautiful and brilliant it is. There's just a lot of archaic language in there, but it's so powerful and brilliant that whenever you do know it and understand it, you can present it to people that have never studied it at all and have no idea. They've never seen a Shakespeare play at all. But if you're a great Shakespearean that truly understands the text and takes the time to read it and understand it and do like the math that it takes to do Shakespeare, then you can present that to someone that doesn't do the math of Shakespeare, and they can still understand the solution that you get from your problems in the text. I think that's what it takes to be a great Shakespearean, just being able to deliver the art, you know? Like, it's your job as an actor. I mean, any actor for anything that applies to, you know, like just being able to take something that's on paper and then bring it to life. I just think that in general, that's what it takes. But for Shakespeare in specific, you have to know how to read the music of the text. It's not just about understanding words, it's about understanding poetry. Edmund is talking about how people attribute their bad luck and misfortune. Everything is bad because the universe sends it, it's not your fault. And I just really appreciate that speech because I feel like it applies to everybody. So many people are just like, oh, this is bad luck that just happened. And it's like, sometimes it's not bad luck, sometimes you just f***ed up. This is the excellent foppery of the world, that when we are sick in fortune, often the surfeits of our own behavior, we make guilty of our disasters the sun, the moon, and stars, as if we were villains on necessity. Fools by heavenly compulsion, knaves, thieves, and treacherous by spherical predominance, drunkards, liars, and adulterers by an enforced obedience of planetary influence, and all that we are evil in by a divine, thrusting on. An admirable evasion of whore-master man to lay his goatish disposition on the charge of a star. My father compounded with my mother under the dragon's tail, and my nativity was under Ursa Major, so that it follows I am rough and lecherous. Fut. I should have been that I am had the maidenliest star in the firmament twinkled on my bastardizing. Patty comes, like the catastrophe of the old comedy. My cue shall be villainous melancholy, with a sigh like Tom of Bedlam. Oh, these eclipses do portend these divisions.